For a first game, our guys showed a lot of the upside that's there, a lot of the athleticism. 13 blocks was phenomenal. The free throw record, that's amazing when you really think about how long the Indiana basketball program has historically been known for not only the free throw shooting, but the free throw attempts and making more free throws than their opponents attempt. And it's a big deal for us to get to the line, and especially it's always been a big deal for us to get to the line, but especially now with the rules the way they are and the fact that we've got to get to be a lot better shooting team. We had 63 deflections. Over the last 2 years, we've been 18-1 when we have 5 or more guys in double figure scoring. The only loss was the Kentucky loss in the Sweet 16. Tonight we get 6 guys. Jeremy has a career high. Noah has a triple-double in the sense of the rebounds, points, and 12 deflections. So to me, that's a big deal in his first game. And there's a probably 5-page laundry list of things we have to be better at. So that's kind of where we're at in the season. It's a good start. A lot of guys played. A lot of different combinations. We got up and down the court. We went against our first real doses of pressure, and I thought they did a good job with that. We showed that we've got to get better with our hands in challenging shots and our rotations and things of that nature that only play in the game can bring. We can be more efficient with the ball. We can be more efficient with reversals, but at the same time, we scored a ton of points in the paint, and certainly we're rewarded for it at the free throw line. So things to build on. A lot of games. I think this started the span of 7 games in 20 days, right? So we're going to learn a lot in a short period of time, and we've got to keep making sure that they understand the number one focus above all else is, are they getting better? Are they improving? And you want to improve inside of the games, and certainly you want to improve in the days leading up to the games.
Justin, you obviously talked before the season started about the new rules and how this would change the game. I guess, is this sort of what you envisioned? You obviously tried to play to that tonight.
Well, I think the game gave us that in the sense that it was a fast-paced game and both teams, and they exploited us a little bit. But it's a new game. I mean, there's no question about that. And there were some body fouls tonight where guys are really working to show their hands, and it just becomes two things have to happen. How quick can you adjust to the game? Okay, and can you not allow frustration to enter in? I mean, it's the old, you can't get sad, you got to get determined, and that's exactly how it is with the way the game is going to be officiated. When we had a situation tonight, we get a foul, and Will gets his second foul, and all of a sudden, the very next play gets his third foul, and you have to move on immediately. You got to move on as an individual, you got to move on as a team, and you have to be able to adjust at the drop of a hat. If you wait for some time in the second half, if you wait for halftime, it's going to be too late. So there's going to be all kinds of strategy type deals within the game, but the bottom line is you've got to play downhill as much as possible to try to create that contact.
Zach?
Just especially with how fast the game was moving up and down, how quickly do you think some of the young guys, Troy, Noah, Devin in particular, kind of found that, I guess, freshman comfort?
I think when you've got a team like ours, you want to get as many possessions as you can. And I think the flip side of that is it gives them experience. But what they really do, they gain the understanding. And I think we've still got to understand that, because I said I really go on a fine line as a coach. I want them to attack the rim a lot. I want them to get to the foul line. I want them to really challenge at the basket. But at the same time, you got to look for the next pass. I mean, I think we might have had one back cut layup tonight, and that's not enough. Now that is a sign we just don't understand it yet. We don't understand as well how to move without the ball. And we see that rim, and sometimes we don't see that somebody else might have a better look. So we've got to continue to learn that. That comes from film, but that also comes from doing, and it comes from the experiences of playing inside the games.
Terry?
You're obviously not going to get 13 block shots every night, but is this a team that's going to block a lot of shots, you think?
Well, I think it certainly got the capabilities, and I don't think we're even challenged. I'm more concerned about the shot challenges, especially on the perimeter, I should say. But I thought from game 1 to game 2 in the exhibition season, we really did a better job with our length. Not just because the deflections were up, but I thought we played longer. I thought we got out into the passing lanes a little bit without the denials, and we just put more pressure on the ball. Tonight we didn't do as good a job of that. Our switches were more switches of convenience rather than switches of being proactive and taking things away. And it's not that there was bad intentions, we just weren't as aggressive with our hands and being up. So I do think we're going to be able to block some shots. I do think we're going to be able to get some deflections, but I think we've got to be a great stick and pursuit rebounding team and a great shot challenge team, and it all starts with you have nothing if you don't have great transition defense, and that's got to get better.
What was your deflection number in that?
63.
Rich, I think 52 of the 55 points you guys had on field goals were in the paint. Is that a point of emphasis with this group because that's the new rules, or that's the strength of this team? Or
I don't think that. And both Royce Waltman and Tim Garl both made the same point about the points only having 1-3. Here's what I think. This is a plus to me, and especially in the second half. They didn't hunt shots. As a young team, they didn't take the first three they saw. And I think that's really, really important because we didn't want to get, and we didn't guard it as well. I know we gave up some points, but you don't want to get into a settling mode. You don't want to get into I'm going to take the first jumper I see mode because that's not our strength. We'll get a lot better shooting the ball. I have no doubt about that. And we'll improve that, and we'll continue to recruit to it and all those type of things. But the key is you got to take what the game is giving you. And if you start inventing in your mind that this is the best play for me to take this first side jumper, or let me get this three, that's not always what's good. You know, you got to take what it's giving you, and I thought our guys did a pretty good job of that offensively, even though we could have been more efficient.
Again, not to harp on the freshmen, but especially with the way, I guess, what was it? I think it was 81.8% from the free throw line. I mean, how impressed were you with kind of the way they adjusted to a game that was going to be called the way it was with the stop and start nature, and also just, you know, to be part of an effort like that from the free throw?
Well, I hope Noah Vonleh gets some real positive tweets from some of you after a couple of the exhibition games. So, and don't be taking any credit for motivating him. He's in the gym. I mean, he spends more time, just joking, but he spends more time in the gym right now working on his free throw, and it was great to see him rewarded for that. I mean, what did he have? 14 rebounds, and he's not going to grade out at a high level with his rebounding tonight because there were too many times. One of the reasons I made the sub quick in the second half is he and Jeremy just stood there when Troy shot I missed a layup. When he learns to go every time, when he learns how efficient he can be around the bucket, he's going to shoot a lot of free throws because he's going to get fouled in the break, he's going to get fouled on the glass, and he's going to get fouled in the post-ups and the cuts. And you see what he's capable of when he starts to push the ball in the break. We're very comfortable with Noah and Devin, those two guys pushing the ball out after missed rebound, as long as they're looking up the floor. So when you do that, and you become harder to guard, when you become harder to guard, you've got more opportunities to get to the foul line. So I thought the 82% was indicative of guys that are really working on it. I think it's like anything else, it's contagious, and hopefully we'll keep getting plenty of opportunities to go up there and find out if we can make them.
With the way the game is being called, is it oddly playing in the way that you want to play? Because you want to play fast, but with so many starts and stops, it allows guys to stay fresher longer.
I haven't thought about that, and I didn't coach as much in the second half. If I was coaching for mistakes, or subbing for mistakes, I'd have subbed an awful lot, and because we made it too many. But they hadn't seen real pressure, and we don't have any presses in yet. They hadn't seen that kind of full court length like that, and they'll do it because we're going to have to start doing it more in our own practices. But bottom line is you have to adjust. I don't think you can come in with any set plan, and if you're not flexible, you're going to lose. And I think that's going to be most important for not just for staffs, but for the players. And just take what the game is giving you and get the ball in the paint as much as possible. See what happens.
Pete? Tom, can you just talk about the effort you got from Hollowell? Obviously, the points, the block shots, even a little bit of the rebounds.
Well, and again, I thought going to the foul line was really good. He's just going to continue to get better. He's doing multiple things, and he's just at a place where the coach wants him to play with the same level of energy every possession. And when he learns that, again, that's why you can say he's just scratching the surface. When he learns to do that and learns the efficiency that he's capable of on both ends of the court, he's going to be an outstanding player. But he really wants it. He wants to get better. What I liked tonight, he made some mistakes, and he was mad at himself. He wasn't looking around, and there was no victim role out of him. I mean, he just kept moving. And to me, that's what's most important, because he's got a chance to be a very central figure on this team on both ends of the floor.
Last question, Sean.
Just from the way that you guys pushed the ball tonight, other than Peter, Hunter, and Luke, does everyone kind of have the go-ahead to go with it if they've got a lane to go up on a fast break?
Well, I think with Devin and Noah, it's something that they've had coming in here, and I think we'd be stifling them. I think it'd be different. The whole key is throw it ahead. You know, if somebody's open, throw it ahead. But if you got one man to beat them. And so, I guess in answer to your question, thinking about, I mean, I might be missing somebody right now. I would say probably Austin and Colin right now need to find a guard quicker. But it's a great reinforcement to go get defensive rebounds. And I mean, we're at an unbelievable rate of scoring last year when Yogi Ferrell got the defensive board. So when you can skip the step on the outlet pass and you can get everybody running, and we're still not running to the spots the way that we need to. I mean, we've showed them enough film of where Victor scored in the short corner and how many baskets he got there. We're rarely there. I mean, that just takes time to get to. But I think when you can skip that outlet pass, you can create some real havoc, and hopefully we can continue to do that. All right, thanks.
Thanks a lot.